Close one eye. Press your finger gently against the corner of the eyelid. Not hard, just enough to nudge the eye a little.
The room jumps. Hold on to that. In about a minute, I'm going to show you the same failure in your own skin and the number that runs it. 200 milliseconds.
Now open both eyes and look around normally. Flick your eyes across the room as fast as you can. Left, right, up. The room doesn't move at all, not a millimeter.
Same eye, same movement, the same image sliding across the same retina. One of those your brain corrected before you noticed anything. The other one, it didn't. The difference is that one of them you ordered.
Now run a finger along your own ribs, the exact place where somebody else could make you fold in half, and you feel almost nothing.
Most people think they know why. They think it's because you can't surprise yourself. That's the answer Darwin gave, and it has been wrong for over 50 years. Here's what is actually happening. Your brain spends every second of your life deleting you. Everything you do to yourself, it removes before it arrives. Tickling is just the one place where you can feel the deletion fail.
And there is a number for how tight it is. 200 milliseconds, a fifth of a second. Far too small for you to notice, and your own hand starts to tickle you. Some of you are already thinking, I can tickle myself. I've always been able to. Hold on to that. You're not imagining it, and you're not lying. Some people can. There is a study with their names on it, and the reason has nothing to do with being weird. About 4 minutes from now, it is going to be the least comfortable part of this video.
Start with Darwin, because he got there first, and he got it wrong. In 1872, he wrote that a child can barely tickle itself, and he decided the reason was surprise, that the precise point to be touched must not be known.
It's a clean theory. It's the one most people still carry around, and it dies against the simplest test there is. Tell a child exactly where you are going to tickle them. Point at the spot. Count down out loud. Go slowly. They still can't take it. Knowing changes nothing. Whatever is protecting you from your own hand, it isn't information.
The real experiment came almost a century later, 1971, in the journal Nature. 3 researchers, Weiskrantz, Elliott, and Darlington. They ran a stimulus across the sole of the foot, which is roughly the most defenseless surface a human being owns.
2 conditions to start. The experimenter does it, full tickle. You do it to yourself, almost nothing. So far, that's just the thing everybody already knows, written down properly.
The experiment that matters is the third condition, and it's the one nobody quotes.
The experimenter takes your hand, your fingers, your skin, touching your own foot, and moves it for you.
If Darwin were right, nothing should change. Same body, same contact, same total absence of surprise. You can see your own hand coming.
The tickle came back, not all the way to a stranger's touch, but it came back.
Brisk and energetic, with strong forward momentum, crisp articulation, and short, tight pauses between sentences. Read that again, because it rules out almost everything. Your hand isn't enough. The movement isn't enough. What kills the sensation is the command, the instruction that left your brain before the hand moved.
You're not erased because you are touching yourself. You're erased because you decided to.
So here is the machinery. Every time your brain sends a motor command, it keeps a copy, and that copy is used to predict what you are about to feel before you feel it. Then the prediction is subtracted from what actually arrives.
Match, and you feel almost nothing. You have been canceled.
That's also the eye. Move it with the muscle, and your brain updates where it thinks the eye is pointing, so the world holds still. Move it with your finger, and no command was sent, so nothing gets updated, and the room jumps.
You just watched the same system succeed and fail inside 10 seconds, using nothing but your own finger.
Which raises the obvious question, is it all or nothing? Either you predicted it or you didn't.
In 1999, Blakemore, Frith, and Wolpert built a way to find out and published it in the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience. 16 people, a piece of soft foam on a robot arm sliding across the right palm, 1.5 centimeters, twice a second, identical every single time.
Your left hand drives a second robot. You move, the foam moves on your palm. Your action, your touch, your skin. Then they started breaking it.
First, with time. A delay between your hand and the foam. 0, 100 milliseconds, 200. The tickle climbed at every step. Then they pushed it to 300, and it stopped climbing. Not because the effect ran out, because it had already arrived. 14 of the 16 never noticed the delay at all. Their skin did.
Then, with direction, same movement of your hand, but the foam's path rotated away from it. 30 degrees off, 60, 90. Same direction of travel. The further the touch drifted from what you predicted, the more it tickled.
So it isn't a switch, it's arithmetic. Your brain removes exactly as much of the sensation as it managed to predict, and what you feel is the remainder. 200 milliseconds. That's the whole distance between you and a stranger.
A year earlier, the same 3 had already gone looking for where it happens. 6 people in a scanner, in Nature Neuroscience. Same foam, same rhythm, self-produced. Then the identical touch, delivered by somebody else.
2 regions went quieter when the touch was your own. The secondary somatosensory cortex and the anterior cingulate. But the interesting one was the cerebellum.
The right anterior cerebellum switched off, but only for movements that produced a touch. Move your hand through empty air and it stayed on.
That's the tell. It is not damping everything you do. It is working out which of your movements are about to land on your own skin and sending the prediction that the rest of your brain subtracts. It doesn't switch the feeling off. It just knows what is coming.
Now, the people who can tickle themselves. In the year 2000, Blakemore's team ran the palm test on psychiatric patients. 38 of them, sorted by symptom, plus 15 controls matched for age.
15 of them had auditory hallucinations or passivity experiences, the sense that your own movements are being made by somebody else. 23 had neither.
The controls attenuated normally. The patients without those symptoms attenuated normally too. The 15 with them didn't attenuate at all. Their own hand felt exactly like a stranger's hand.
And be careful with that sentence, because the researchers it tracked the symptoms, not the diagnosis. Those groups included schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and depression. What predicted the result was hearing voices or feeling controlled, not the label.
Which turns the whole thing around. The system that deletes your own touch is the same system that tells you a thought is yours. When it stops subtracting, your own hand feels foreign, and so does your own voice, arriving in your head as if somebody else had spoken it. In 2016, a team in Lille found the same thing on a milder scale in people with no diagnosis at all and published it in Consciousness and Cognition. 397 students screened. The 27 scoring highest on schizotypal traits rated their own touch as ticklish as the experimenters. The 27 scoring lowest did not.
It isn't a wall, it's a dial, and you are somewhere on it. So that's the answer. A clean mechanism, 5 decades of experiments, brain regions, a number. Except in May 2025, the neuroscientist running the leading lab on this published a paper in Science Advances. The title is The Extraordinary Enigma of Ordinary Tickle Behavior: Why Gargulasis Still Puzzles Neuroscience. Gargulasis is the technical name for the kind of tickle that makes you squirm and laugh. We have a word for it. We do not have an explanation for it.
Constantina Kiltini lists 5 basic questions nobody can answer. Why a touch becomes ticklish at all? Why some parts of your body and not others? Why some people barely react? Whether you laugh because you are enjoying it. And the 5th one is the question you clicked on. Why somebody else's hand works and yours doesn't.
Because everything you have just heard explains why you can't tickle yourself. None of it explains why being tickled works. We built a complete account of the absence and never explained the thing itself.
Socrates argued about this in Plato. So did Aristotle, Bacon, Galileo, Descartes, and Darwin. 2,000 years of the smartest people alive stopping to ask why this happens. And we are still, mostly, guessing.
Go back to your ribs. Run your finger along them one more time.
That nothing you feel is not nothing. It is the most expensive thing your nervous system does, running every second, predicting the consequence of every move you make, and quietly deleting all of it, so that the one time something touches you that you did not ask for, you will know instantly.
You have never felt your own hand, not once. You have only ever felt the small error left over after your brain subtracted you.
And the only reason you can be tickled at all is that somebody else is not you. If you want another thing your brain decided about you before you got a vote, I made one about the faces you can't stop seeing in objects. Same machinery, same brain, going first.